Hey, practice builders. Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm really excited to be here with you today. And I just want to do a quick welcome to those of you who are listening live, as well as those who are going to listen to the recording. So, really excited to be here. Talk to me. Let me know where you're from. Drop a note in the comments and just let me know where you're from. All right? Would love to hear from you. So, listen, I wanted to go live today. I know that our world has been thrown into somewhat of a tailspin due to the coronavirus. And really, my first wish is that you and your family and your loved ones, all of you are home, you're staying safe, healthy, and really quarantining yourself as appropriate. So that is really my first wish for each of you. What I wanted to do today, I just wanted to pop on live. I have some ideas that I thought might be helpful. I've been giving this quite a bit of thought over the past several days, especially since, oh my gosh, it literally seems like things changed overnight. Sunday night, went to bed. I was concerned, of course, but then it just seemed like, oh my goodness, Monday, everything just seemed different. Everything is closed. For me personally, I had a son in San Francisco, and I had to figure out how to get him back ASAP because, as you know, San Francisco is on lockdown as well, as are most of the cities now in our country. So, anyway, I've been giving this a lot of thought because I know many of you are very concerned about your businesses and really want to share some perspective that I think is going to be really helpful for everyone to help you to do what you can very proactively in order to corona proof your practice as much as you possibly can during these times where, it's just really unknown, right? A lot of unknowns right now. So really what I want to encourage you to do is to use this time to really get yourself set up so that you'll ultimately thrive both personally and professionally. All right. So it's my intention just to share some ideas on how to help you do that because I know there's a lot of confusion right now. So I want to really help you as much as I possibly can. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Lesli Bitel, and I'm a business coach and mentor for dietitians and integrative health professionals. And in my work, I help health professionals, dietitians, coaches, really anyone that is in a private practice. I help those practitioners to overcome that sense of confusion and overwhelm that is often associated with the business side of growing a thriving practice. So, I love what I do. I've been doing this work, oh my goodness, for about 7 years now. Had a private practice of my own in nutrition coaching. And so I'm really bundling up all those lessons that I learned in my own practice. And really my intention is to really help you to save time and to really provide a roadmap to help you to achieve your goals faster and really just a more streamlined approach. So with that all being said, again, welcome to everyone that's just joining. And so again, I'm going to share some thoughts and ideas that I really hope will help you to leverage this time, right? Because I think it's really important at this point with where we're at that we really try to kind of seek out that silver lining and really ask ourselves, there's so much that we cannot control, guys. I mean, we all know it can feel a little bit out of control, right? So what I want to encourage you, and what I'm hoping to really portray today in this live is to grab onto some things that are going to help you, again, not only personally, but also professionally and business-wise, things that you can do right now to put yourself in a much better position, okay? So, again, want to reiterate that while we're needing to make immediate changes in terms of our usual activity, right, i.e. social distancing, and really just kind of having to stay home, I know I'm kind of starting to get a little cabin fever myself. There really is so very much to be done to further our wellness practices that's really not hampered by the virus. So that is such a key point that I want to drive home. There is so much that we can do right here, right now, that's not impacted by the virus. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What can we do in order to move forward? So I'm going to give you some ideas. All right. So I really feel like right now is a great time to be working on some things that honestly often fall to the bottom of the list, right? Because we're usually so busy working on other things that, some of these tasks and strategies that we want to implement in our business, they often just kind of fall, we just don't have time to implement is often the case. So I'm going to give you some ideas right now on what, maybe you're going to pick one or two things that you want to be working on over the next week or two, or even the next few months for that matter. So you could, for example, look at creating or even refining your website. Many of you have a website already. Some of you are just starting out, and maybe you don't have a website up yet. So now would be a good time to start looking into, if you already have a website, what needs to be improved? Like, how can you make that website truly a revenue generating website for your business? What kind of things need to be tweaked or added or changed in order to make that happen? So, look at the copy. Is it really compelling for your target market, for example? Do you need to use, some additional images? Do you have a free gift on your website? That's a huge one. And maybe it's time to refresh that freebie. Sometimes we call that a lead magnet, right? Personally, I think it's a really good time to spend a lot of focus on growing your email list and your community. So more on that in just a few minutes. But certainly creating a powerful free gift so that people will sign up and join your community. What a great time to do that. So really take a look at that freebie that you've got on your site if you already have one, and ask yourself, does this need some freshening up? Is it truly compelling? Does it solve my target markets? Does it really solve a significant problem that they're experiencing when they come to me? So those are the things that we're looking for. Another great thing to be working on is creating or refining a really compelling and inspirational newsletter to help you to establish your authority, your credibility, and your expertise in the field, right? So it's also, I'm going to give you a few more ideas here. It's really a good time to sit down and really take a look at your offerings. Maybe it's time to redesign your packages and programs. Maybe you've been working in the one session at a time model and you've been toying with the idea of moving into programs and packages, but you just, never really had the time. So maybe that would be something that would be super helpful for your business. Anyone that knows me or has worked with me, I'm just a huge advocate of moving clients into programs, right? And there's a whole bunch of reasons why that process works. It's not only great for your business, but it's actually really good for your client as well. And I believe wholeheartedly that the results that your clients get are going to be far superior as compared to the one session at a time model. So give that a thought. Revisit your programs and packages, your offerings, and do some tweaking. Now would be a great time to do that. Maybe you're someone that is wanting to launch a course, an online course. What a perfect time to, take a look, do some market research, maybe create a course outline for either a group. You could do an online group or even a home study, right? Another thing, this is often overlooked even in the best of times, and I really want to encourage you guys to consider interviewing, doing a little market research. Maybe, set a goal that you're going to interview 5 or 10 people in your target market so that you can really understand their main, their most significant pain points and struggles that you can help them solve. Right? That would be really a good use of time. And, really to identify what's truly keeping them up at night, right? Because we want to position your business, we want to position you as a problem solver. Because when people really are clear that you can help them to solve some of these most significant challenges and struggles that they're going through, they are going to be willing to invest in themselves, right? So that we want to make sure that you're positioned as a problem solver and someone that can really help people to achieve the transformations that they want. So doing market research and maybe grab some, a Zoom call with 10 people over the next, month or two and record those calls. And, ideally you would mirror some of the words that you're hearing in all of your marketing, right? That's extremely powerful. Maybe it's time to really buckle down and start a blog. Maybe you've thought about blogging, but there just never seems to be time. So a great way to start with blogging would be because I know a lot of times the challenge is, I want to blog, but I don't know what to blog about. I don't know what content. So maybe sit down and just think of like 3 or 4 topics just to get you started. And I think that would be a great thing to start, especially as, really what we ultimately want to do is to help you to move your practice online. And I'm going to talk more about that in just a second. But seriously, creating an online presence is critical at this point, right? So creating a blog, integrating keywords into that blog, and being really consistent. And guys, I want to tell you, it is not a dissertation, okay? Writing a blog is not a dissertation. You don't have to make it super. I know that's often the concern that I hear from practitioners because they think it's going to require a whole bunch of research. And it really isn't that way because your target market, they don't want to read research, right? They want things in their language, in layman's terms. So I highly recommend if you don't have a blog, now would be a fantastic time to start. Another idea is to, really start to reach out and create affiliate relationships with potential partners. So this could be affiliate partners. It also could just be where you're creating referral, like cross referral relationships with other practitioners. So I think that would be really great as well. So here's a question for you. I just want to take a quick pause. Can you tell me one thing that you've been procrastinating on that you could work on during this time? What's one thing that can help get you started? And I'm going to just take a quick peek. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure why. Okay. I'm not sure if I can see comments, but anyway, I'm going to just keep going. All right. So I'm always kind of playing with different platforms. So today I'm just going live right through Facebook. So seeing how that works. All right. So if you're listening to the recording, I really want you to comment in this post. Let me know one thing that you've been procrastinating on. Okay. Just, or maybe 2 at the most. What's one thing that could make a difference that you've been kind of putting off, you never have time? Okay, so that's step 1. And then step 2 is after you identify those 1 or 2 things that you've been putting off, what's the first thing that you can do to get the ball rolling? Because honestly, this can get overwhelming if you're like, okay, my goal, I don't know, like some huge goal, like I'm going to, I'm going to create like a highly compelling Facebook Live show, right? Like that can be a little overwhelming if you've never done that before. So what we want to do, and this is what you guys do with your clients all the time, right? You want to break that down into more doable steps so that you can stay with it, right? So share with me one thing that can help get that ball rolling in the right direction. So I'd love to hear from you. Even if you're listening to the recording, because I'm going to go back and respond to all the comments after I'm finished with this. So, all right. So again, what's one thing that you've been procrastinating on that you could work on? And what's the first step to get started? So those are the 2 questions. Okay. All right, guys, here's another thought for you. Given everything that's going on, there is not a better time than right now to start to get your practice online, right? To really go virtual. So that means if you're in the starting phase of opening your private practice, really we want to think about how you can move that concept online, right? Super important right now. And if you're right now providing in-person services, um, you definitely want to be moving that into virtual. So if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I really feel like it means not only letting your clients know how to continue seeing you virtually, i.e., over video, but it's also necessary for you to have a stronger online presence, right? That is going to be really important moving forward as well. So, hands up or thumbs up if you've been wanting to create a virtual practice but just haven't gotten there yet. Just, you've been wanting to do it, but maybe things are getting in the way. You didn't quite know how to do it. Let me know. Again, comment. I'm going to circle back around when I'm finished here and answer questions. Okay. So if you're unsure, for example, about which platforms to use that are going to help you to bring your practice online, I'll give you a few ideas. All right. So you could definitely look into Zoom. Zoom has actually a free version. And even if you don't go for the free version, the paid version is very, very affordable. I think it's like $15 a month. So that's an idea. You could look into another platform called doxy.me, doxy.me. And that is a free telehealth platform as well, providing video conferencing. And I can attest to that platform. I've used it not on the practitioner end, but actually as on the patient side. So I can definitely attest to it being very user friendly for people. So that could be a great option. Both of those could be great if money is feeling a little tight for you right now. Now, you could also go for some paid platforms, like more robust platforms, including EMR plus telehealth, such as Healthy or Practice Better. So those are probably the ones that I see most commonly used nowadays. So another idea that I have for you, and I'm going to go into more detail on this in the future, but just to kind of plant the seed at this point, is you might, like, if you can think of one thing that can help you to move your practice online and really increase your virtual presence, I would like you to think about doing some live streaming yourselves. It really is part of your marketing plan, but also as a mechanism to create a sense of community. I personally think it's just so very important for us to really step up and be the leaders, be that beacon of hope for people. People are needing collaboration. Well, they're definitely needing a sense of community. So honestly, there's no better time to really strive to create that sense of community online. And certainly live streaming is where it's at. So if you've kind of thought about doing live streaming in the past, but put it off for, oh my gosh, there's so many reasons why you might put off live streaming, right? Let me help you. Please ask questions in the chat. I'm happy to offer you some suggestions on how to get started with live streaming. And really, again, I'll just reiterate, people need community and they need your leadership right now. So now is the perfect time, absolute perfect time for you to step up, be that beacon of hope for people, and really create that online community. And I really encourage you to do so. Helping others, I mean, gosh, we're all kind of data people, right? Research sort of driven people. We know very clearly that helping others it really has a profound impact on our own anxiety, right? So, wow, what a win-win. In my world, I just go, helping others is going to help you not only help them, you're going to create a sense of community, which people are absolutely craving right now, but it's going to pay off in spades for you personally. It'll give you, I really think it'll relieve some of your own anxieties and fear. And ironically, it's absolutely going to pay off in spades for your business without a doubt. So all of these things are going to help you move forward and, really, I guess, see the silver lining in the situation that we're in right now, right? So it's really important. We have to practice what we preach in terms of, really looking for the positive and doing things, taking action on things that we actually do have control over. So I'd love to hear from you. I really would. Please comment. Let me know where you're from. Give me an idea as to what your thoughts are after hearing this video. And I'd also love to know, again, what action steps can you take? What are those things that you're procrastinating on that maybe you could kind of resurrect and begin to implement in your business? And then what's the first maybe one or two steps to get you started? So please comment, let me know, and take good care, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye bye for now.